Hello everyone, this right here will be a different video that I literally decided to film now on this beautiful sunny day. It is Friday today, and the reason I decided to film this video is because recently many of you guys messaged me asking about my routine during the time when I actively trade, when I'm basically day trading between 2:30 p.m. UK time when the stock exchange opens and 5 p.m. UK time till the lunch hour basically. And I see that many of you struggle with this because I received many messages that sound like, hey Dan, I have this issue when I get on the charts and I start my trading session and I am glued to the charts, and because of this I then tend to make mistakes. Either closing out a trade that's profitable too early or entering a trade that is not valid just for the sake of being in a trade. And because of that, I am entering this vicious circle and I cannot get out of it. And due to that, I am not able to become consistently profitable. And this right here is a huge deal because no matter how profitable your strategy would be, if you aren't able to control yourself and be disciplined during your trading session, you will never be profitable. That's why today I decided to take you guys along with me during the whole entire day trading session from 2:30 p.m. till 5 p.m. UK time. I will show you step by step everything that goes through my mind, my habits during the session like this. At the end of the video, I hope you guys will learn something that will then help you control yourself and have a good routine during the session to then be able to become consistently profitable. Besides this, we'll also discuss about how this week went for me, the trades I took. So far this week has been really good, but we'll have to see today how we'll manage to end it. And yeah, let's see how everything will go. And why not, real quick, I will show you guys the trades I took so far this week, since the stock exchange will open in around 1 hour and 30 minutes and there's still time for us to do this. So the first trade I took this week was on NASDAQ and it was on Monday. So let me bring the chart over here and let us use the bar replay so that I will show you guys in real time exactly the full thought process behind this setup. And right here is exactly when I opened the NASDAQ chart for the first time on Monday. And the first thing that I did is I marked the liquidity levels on the hourly time frame. Ideally, I always like to look for fresh liquidity levels, and that's exactly what I was able to identify here. I was able to identify this valid high that was formed midday, basically, and then the opposite liquidity level was this valid low right here that was just formed right then and there when the stock exchange has opened. Okay, after that, after I marked the two liquidity levels, I waited for one of these two to get taken out. So let's play the price together and see what happens. We can see that the upper one was taken out, and right from the get-go we can all agree that we don't have the beautiful H1 sweep confluence because this H1 candle fully closed above this high with its body. Because of that, I looked for other higher time frame confluences like a fair value gap or a supply in this case. Firstly, I looked on the 1 hour, I looked left, and I was able to identify this H1 supply that price just entered, and I've also marked it. And after that, I checked the higher time frames as well. Bear in mind the price was right here because now when I go on the 4 hour, the candle will print fully. So bear in mind we were up here, I looked left and I saw nothing on the 4 hour. And next up on the daily, same thing, I looked to the left and I wasn't able to see any confluences. But this H1 supply is more than enough for me to have a potential A+, if of course on the 5 minute we'll have a aggressive market structure shift. And that's exactly why I noted that we have an A+ potential depending on market structure shift. And after I hopped on the 5 minute, I was then able to identify this shift right here that initially looked good, but if we play one more candle, we can see that there is no fair value gap. Additionally, what I liked is that we've also swept this local top here. Okay, this right here is a good added confluence that I like to mark. And after that, I just waited. Okay, I just waited, and this is the time where I reckon most of you guys are making mistakes. You know, in this waiting time where I just wait, I sit on my hands and do nothing. This is the time where you guys probably stay glued to the charts, and that's when you make the mistakes. Okay, so don't worry. As soon as the stock exchange will open, we will start the trading session for today, and I will take you guys along with me and I will show you exactly what I'm doing during those times where there's nothing for me to do or look for. Okay, so now let's play the price and see what happens. And check this out, guys. Right here we have the shift. Okay, we have the aggressive shift, we have a full body closure below the low, exactly what we want. The volume is looking very good. And this time we have two fair value gaps, not one, but two. Okay, this is the first one. This right here is the second one, okay? On the second one is exactly where I placed my order, my sell limit, with the stop loss above the most recent high. And then of course I targeted the good old 2RR. That's what I always target. And I've also set this trade in my private community. If you aren't in the community and you would like to join us to be able to work with me one-on-one and learn how to trade profitably and ultimately to trade together with us. To do that, you need to apply for the mentoring program by clicking the first link down below. Now let's play the price and see what happened. Right here with the next candle, it triggered me in. And when I saw this initial reaction, I had a good feeling about this setup, because usually when the initial reaction looks like this, okay, like a beautiful snipe, the probability of the trade being a winner increases. So then I just waited. Right here it smashed the first target, and I knew that already in my community some people closed profits. However, myself, I didn't close anything, and I haven't moved the stop loss at break even either. I continued to wait. We can see that after that the price revisited the entry price, reacted to it once again, and let me show you when I moved my break even. It was right on this candle here. Okay, right on this candle I moved my stop loss to break even, but we can see that with the next candle it smashed my TP, and with this trade I was able to secure a profit of around $4,000, 4,000 and a bit if I'm not mistaken, on my funded account. And this was the first trade of the week. The second trade I took this week was on euro dollar, and it was on Wednesday. Okay, it was on Wednesday. Let me bring the price here, right when the stock exchange has opened, to show you once again in real time exactly why I took this setup. So over here, first thing that I did on the hourly time frame is I marked my liquidity levels. The most recent valid high was this one right here, and the most recent valid low was this one that was liquidated. And then when I looked left, I saw that this valid low was liquidated as well. So knowing that the low was liquidated, I then started looking for the higher time frame confluences. Once again, straight from the get-go, we can all agree that there is no beautiful H1 sweep over here, because these candles fully closed below the low. But then when I looked left, I saw that price entered this demand, okay, on the 1 hour, which is a good confluence. But after that, I went to the 4 hour, and on the 4 hour, I wasn't able to see anything. I went to the daily as well, and neither was I able to see something on the daily. Bear in mind, we were down here. Okay, this candle just fully printed due to the bar replay mode, but remember, we were down here. So the only higher time frame confluence was this H1 demand right here. Because of that, I went on the 5 minute to check the structure. And let me bring the price right when the stock exchange has opened. It was right here. And on the 5 minute, I really liked the structure. I really liked how the structure was looking like. Why? Because I noticed many liquidations, okay? Many early buyers were liquidated. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this low right here that was liquidated. I'm talking about this one right here. Then we have this one as well. Then we have this pretty major 5 minute low as well that was liquidated. And look what happened after those liquidations. After those early buyers were liquidated, right when the stock exchange opened, the bullish volume kicked in the markets and pushed the price higher. And you guys, especially if you follow me for a while, you guys know that I like to think of it this way. When I see these liquidations, I basically think of them as pit stops where price accumulates volume before making an impulsive push in the opposite direction. And that's exactly what happened here. Okay, right when the stock exchange opened, I was able to identify the valid shift as well. Very good looking BOS. We can see we have a very good bullish volume, full body closure above the high. We also have two VVGs once again, first one being this one, and the second one being this one right here. And once again, I wanted to make my entry on the second VVG with the stop loss below the low, and then of course targeting 2RR. This trade was also sent in the private community. I basically sent all the day trades I am taking in my community as well. And also, because I forgot to mention, on the other trade on Nasdaq, many people were able to secure some really good profits on it, and same story with this one on euro dollar as well. So now let's play the price. And we can see that initially it missed the entry by half of a pip. And right here, I was very annoyed because I thought that price will take off without us, because that happened in the past couple times and it's so annoying. I much rather prefer the trade to just hit the stop loss than having it miss my TP for half of a pip and then going straight to the TP. But let's play the price, and we can see that the trade was triggered right here. And once again, look at the initial reaction. Initial reaction was really good. That gave me confidence that most likely this trade will be a TP. And then let me show you when I moved my stops at break even. I moved it right when price liquidated this high here. Okay, this is when I moved my stops at break even. And then if we play the price, we can see that it went pretty close to the entry, but it went to mitigate this 5-minute demand. And from it reacted and it went straight to the TP. Okay. And on this trade, I was able to secure a profit of $2,008 on my funded account. So far this week, the profit for me is around $6,000 on my funded account, a really solid week. And this is the second trade I took this week. 2 trades I took this week so far. Both of them were winners, 100% win rate so far. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see how today will go. Okay, I'm looking forward to see how today will go. In less than 1 hour and 30 minutes, the stock exchange will open, and that is when I will get back to you guys. All right, so the stock exchange has opened and I just did my first analysis of the day. And I thought real quick to share with you guys what I have on radar. So right now, the 2 pairs I'm focusing on are GBP/USD and gold. All these other ones with orange don't present anything interesting as of now. On GJ, for example, price is in between these 2 liquidity levels. On USHF, price took out this low, but it is at an all-time low of the past 14 years. And because of that, I'm not looking to long USHF today at all. Only thing that could be interesting on this pair today would be a potential sweep of the high. And then yes, why not? I would be interested to get involved into a short. On euro dollar, same story, we liquidated the high, and if we go on the daily, we can see that we are at an all-time high of the past 3 years, and because of that, I'm not looking to short from here. Once again, over here, I would like to see the low potentially get taken out, and if we look closely, we have a really beautiful H1 demand right below the liquidity level. So this would be pretty beautiful if we could see a sweep of the low, tap on the demand and then take off. But of course, it depends on the volume first of all. On US 30, price liquidated the high, and over here, I checked the higher time frames and there is no higher time frame confluence. We can go on the 4 hour and we can see that there is nothing. I've checked the 1 hour and the daily as well. Next up, NASDAQ. Right here, this was the all-time high. So once again, this is a pair I'm not looking to short on. And I think it liquidated the low or it gave an equal low. Let me check. No, it did liquidate the low. It liquidated this low right here. And it looks like it could give a beautiful H1 sweep, looking at how this candle is moving. So on the 5-minute, I mean, the structure isn't really helping us. I would look for a bullish shift. So let me color code this one with green as well. So for now, I need to wait. And next up, we have GBP/USD. So over here, we have this very high, this very low that was liquidated, and it looks like we will have a beautiful H1 sweep. We will know for sure in 9 minutes when the hourly candle will close. If the hourly candle will close like this above the valid low, then we will have a beautiful H1 sweep. And in that case, on the 5-minute, I will wait for a bullish shift. And what I like on the 5-minute is that we have a liquidation as well. We liquidated these 2 relative equal lows, and that is a good added confluence. And lastly, we have gold, where on the 1 hour, we took out a pretty major liquidity level, this one right here, and we entered an H1 demand. Okay, and right now we can see that we are reacting to it pretty beautifully. That's why on the 5-minute, I am waiting patiently for a bullish market structure shift. And this brings me to the subject of today's video. Now that you've seen the current analysis and what I have my eyes on, you might be asking, Dan, what are you doing now when you are waiting for these setups to potentially form? Because now that I finished my analysis, I don't need to actively look at the charts every single second or every single minute. And the way I do it, and it is super simple, now it's 10 minutes before 5 p.m. my time. What I do is the next time I'll check all the pairs, and that takes me around 30 seconds to see if there's anything new, will be in 10 minutes from now at 5 p.m. And that's how I do it. Every 10 minutes, I check all 7 pairs to see if there's anything that requires my attention. The check, like I said, requires around 30 seconds to 1 minute. And then between the checks, what I do is I either respond to messages I get from the people in my community. I either complete some tasks, maybe some accountability, maybe some bookkeeping tasks. Sometimes I watch the video that my editor sends me, the video that is ready to be uploaded, and I just check it to see if everything is okay. Sometimes I also listen to a podcast or an ebook, and basically those 10 minutes when I'm waiting, I'm not looking at the charts at all because it is not needed. And this is literally the topic of today's video. What I want you to understand is that if, let's say, you have a trading session that takes 2 to 3 hours, same as mine when I day trade, there is no need for you to spend 2 to 3 hours glued to the charts. Not at all. Even though, yes, I'm staying here on this chair for 2 to 3 hours for the day trading session, I would say that I'm watching the charts for only around 10 to 15 minutes, okay? Because there's no need for me to watch it more than that, because if I stay glued to the charts, that won't change anything. That will actually affect my performance, because that's when we find ourselves making mistakes. When we stay glued at the charts, when we try to make the market move in one direction or the another, that's when we tend to make mistakes, to enter trades that aren't there just for the sake of entering them, and so on and so forth. And now I know you might say, well, Dan, I'm a normal person that doesn't have a community, that doesn't have tasks to do when I'm trading. What should I do? What do you recommend me to do? It is very simple. First of all, it is very important to know what time frames you are trading on. If, let's say, you are trading same as I do on the 5-minute time frame, where every candle needs 5 minutes to form, then you could easily do checkups every 10 minutes. Okay, every 10 minutes, exactly as I do it. You check the charts. If there's anything new, you mark it. If not, you just leave it as is and come back after 10 minutes. And in those 10 minutes, you can do a numerous of things. A very easy thing you can do is watch podcasts on trading, or on psychology, on mindset, on personal growth. There's so many good podcasts out there that you can watch and listen to whilst you're having your trading session. Okay, because like this, you will do two things correctly. You will trade your system correctly, and therefore you will be profitable. And the second one, you will also listen to these podcasts and learn new things that could potentially help you. So you see how you're doing two very good and important things. Another thing you can do, and this is something that I suggested to one of my members that had big issues with this, is you can literally download a trendy video game, an arcade video game that you can play in those windows when you're not doing anything chart related. Okay, in those 10 minutes when you're waiting, you can literally hop on your phone and just play a video game. I know it sounds funny, but that can literally prevent you from making those mistakes. Reading as well can be an option. If you like reading, for those 10 minutes, you can go ahead and read some pages. That can also be very, very helpful. And yeah, if you'll start implementing these things, trust me, they will help you build up your discipline. And then in time, you won't necessarily have to trick your brain with something in order to stay disciplined. Myself right now, if, let's say, I'm not having any tasks to do or any messages to respond, I won't hop on the charts and make a mistake. No, right now I've developed my discipline and I'm able to not look at the charts and not make any bad decisions, even if I don't have those tasks to take care of or those podcasts on the background. Okay, but at the beginning, those are needed in order for you to be able to detach from the charts and not stay glued to them. So yeah, these are the things that come in my head for now. I will keep you guys updated, and of course, if something new comes in my mind, I will let you know. So it is 6:30 p.m. my time, 4:30 p.m. UK time, 30 minutes until I'll be done trading for this week. And so far today, I had no setups. And quite frankly, I'm pretty happy that I had no setups so far, because like this, I can tell you guys exactly what I did from the last update till now, okay? Because if I would have had setups, you guys would then say that, oh, you had action today, and that's why it was so easy for you to just stick to your plan. But today, as we can see, was a pretty slow day. Before telling you guys what I did from the last update till now, let me give you the update on all the pairs, starting with the orange ones that don't present anything interesting. So GJ stayed in between. USHEF formed a new valid low and now is in between. EU formed a new valid high and now is in between. NASDAQ, the price action is very messy on NASDAQ and I'm not going to bother with it today. And GBP/USD, the reason I moved the valid low over here is because price right here with this H1 candle fully closed below this low. Okay, because of that, there were no other higher time frame confluences. I looked left and I identified my new valid low. On US 30, we already know that price entered this H4 supply, but to be honest, seeing how bullish things are today on US 30, I don't think we'll have a setup, okay, a potential setup. And then on gold, we did have a potential setup that I didn't take, and it was the right decision because it would have been a loss. So from the previous update, we already know that we were rejecting from this H1 demand, and on the 5-minute, I was waiting for the bullish shift. As we can see, the bullish shift occurred right here. Good looking FBG, pretty good looking momentum as well. Entry would have been on this FBG, stop loss below the low, but I decided to not take this setup because this wasn't a aggressive shift. We can see that price failed to close above this high, and when I looked left, I saw that price rejected from this 5-minute supply. Okay, so because of that, I didn't enter, and like I said, I avoided taking a loss, and I think it was the third loss of this week that I avoided. So far this week, once again, 2 trades, both of them wins, 100% win rate. So yeah, really happy, but still 30 minutes left. I'll keep you guys updated anyways, but I just wanted to show you how I was able to avoid taking this loss. And right now we can see that the volume is pretty low. I know you guys might ask, Dan, what have you done since the last update till now when it comes to the time when you weren't on the chart? Same story. Every 10 minutes, I was checking the charts for 30 seconds. And in the meantime, I did some basic tasks like deleting some storage on my Mac as well as on my phone. I also had a call with someone from BMW because next week on Monday, I will have a test drive with the new M2, with the new BMW M2, the G87. It's a car I love, and in the near future, I might make the transition towards that car. But before that, I wanted to have a test drive, and next week on Monday, I'll see exactly how that car feels like. Besides that, I also answered to some messages on Telegram or Instagram on the Q&A that I did on Instagram. And the time flew by, okay? Like I said, I didn't stay glued to the charts. Maybe if I would have been glued to the charts, I would have taken this setup, you know, because I would stress about it, being like, oh, I want to have a setup. I'm staying all this time in front of the charts. There must be a setup, and maybe I would have taken it, and I would have taken a loss. So many things can happen if you stay for too long glued to the charts. And now, after I end this update, I'll hop on my phone, enter to some messages, maybe watch some YouTube videos if there's no other tasks that I need to take care of. And then when 7 p.m. comes, I'll be done trading for today. It is that simple, okay? The routine when I'm in the trading session is this simple. So yeah, I'll be back to you guys very shortly with an update when I will either have something new, a potential setup, or I will end the day. So it is 10 minutes past 7 p.m. my time, 5 p.m. UK time, and I am done trading for this week. And today I had no setup. So GJ stayed in between, USHF as well, EU as well, Nasdaq at an all-time high, so we don't bother with it. GU stayed in between. US 30 was the only one where I could have something, but I didn't. Price was very one-sided today and just went to the upside, as we can see here. And on gold, I avoided taking this loss here, and after that, the volume just slowed down. So yeah, so now that the trading day has ended and the week has ended as well, and you guys saw my routine when I have my trading session, I really hope this video helped you, and I really hope that you will be able to implement one of the tricks I shared in today's video. So the first option would be to have a podcast that you watch whilst you're having your trading session. A podcast on mindset, on psychology. There's plenty of good ones out there that will help you tremendously. Number 2 is playing a video game. It could be an arcade game on your mobile phone, or it can be chess. That would be the second option. The third option would be an ebook. Once again, it can be on whatever topic you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be trading related. It's just so it will help you spend your time easier and not stress about the charts. And then the fourth option would be reading an actual book if you are into reading books. Trust me, only one of these, if you implement, you will see results from the first day. From the first day, you won't have this problem anymore with stressing over the charts, with trying to move the charts in one direction or another, with closing a trade that's running good and then stressing about it that you closed it too early and it would have been a beautiful TP. you will have no more issues like that, okay? All you need to do is implement one of these few tricks and you will see how easy time will fly by. And at the end of the day, guys, what you need to understand is that trading needs to be boring. Okay, trading needs to be boring. Do not believe the hype you see on the mainstream with all these people trying to make trading seem like it's an enticing sport. No, that is not the case. The more boring it is, the better. Okay, and knowing that it is boring, you need to implement these things to spice things up a little bit and help time pass faster without you having to do some trouble. So yeah. That being said, once again, let me know down below if this video helped you, and also let me know what other struggles you might have, because based on your comments, based on your feedbacks, I'll know what future videos I will create for you guys. And lastly, if you guys want to see a series where I got a 200k account and I documented everything from the challenge all the way to the payout, this right here is the first video of that series. I would highly recommend you to go ahead and check it out. And on that note, I want to wish you all the best and take care.